Good morning, viewers. You're welcome to the midweek edition of Now Streaming, reaching you live from the Advent Cable Network Nigeria Television. This is the morning show where we discuss trending news and burning topics affecting our daily lives, where we celebrate good news and have a bit of laugh each day. My name is Rachel Ibun, and I have with me this morning in the studio Comrade Chief Clement Hegato. You're welcome, sir.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
Morning, viewers.
He is the FCT Chairman, Africa Democratic Congress, that is the ADC. And also with us this morning in the studio is Mr. Shegu Aregbe. He is a political analyst. You're welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming. So viewers, your thoughts and opinions are important to us. So do remember to call in with your views through our various social media handles and via our phone lines showing on your screens. Let's dive right into the trending story for today, Wednesday, 25th May 2022. We're going to start on a rather light mood this morning. We have this story on Pastor gives Deborah's grieving father car and estate. What do you rather say is we're starting with a cheerful story this morning rather than the killings and the whatever happenings. So I'll take it from Punch. The General Overseer of Omega Power Ministry, Chupuzo Chinyeri, has donated a mini estate and a car to Garba Emmanuel, the father of slain Deborah Samuel. The cleric also relocated the family to Port Harcourt and promised Deborah's family and the 7 siblings automatic scholarship. Chinyere, in a Facebook post on Tuesday, posted photos of the flats and the car alongside those of the bereaved family of Deborah. He wrote, "In fulfillment of my earlier promise and in honor of the late Deborah Samuel, I, on behalf of the Omega Power Ministry, relocate and donate a 14 flats mini estate and a Corolla car for Uber business." That is to the father. And it's been said this is not the first time he's doing this kind of gesture. You could remember those boys that were dancing, security that were dancing in front of their workplace and they were sacked. He gave them scholarship, and as it is now, they are all in school studying outside the country. So your take on this gesture? I'll start with you, Arabe.
Well, it's one of the good things we expect citizens who are comfortable to extend the hand of fellowship to other people who are in need. And I mean, this is so amazing, giving a family a mini flat with almost 14.
I don't know if you saw the place they were staying before now.
Yeah, I think I saw it during the
environment
they were staying,
taking them out of that, what I call it, poverty,
and bringing them into transformation. So are we going to say that the death of Deborah has brought good luck to her family? But then it's not that it's a good thing that has happened, but this pastor, this general overseer, I think he's one other people should emulate. This is a whole lot. This is a whole lot of transformation for the family. Even though in as much as, yes, the dead cannot be brought back, but this will bring a lot of relief, to their heart and changing of environment and their children having what they probably wouldn't have had. So at this time, we may not see the adverse effect of what he has just done. But I'm telling you, over the years, you would see the result of this, and you see it put in the life of the parents and then the children. I mean, this is a whole lot.
And one other thing he did, he didn't give himself the credit. He also appreciated the members of his church. Because the money, the house and the car was gotten from the offerings and tithes of his members. If they don't pay this, he wouldn't have been able to do this. So he is not giving himself the credit. He didn't do it alone, but his members too. Your take, sir?
Well, it's in two-faced the way I see it. It's a good thing he has done, and he's a pastor, he's a leader. you have done the needful, at least to reduce the pains and the suffering of the Deborah's family.
We are not saying that will bring her back, but at
no,
least
it will not, definitely. That's why I say in two phases. Yes. Must we begin to hear this ugly incident before one will not begin to say it's been, support one way or the other. That is why I'm not happy with the clerics in this country.
But at least he made the bold step. We have so many
Yes, I appreciate. That is
yes.
why I said it's in two phases. What step the CAN and the other faiths in Nigeria to put a stop to this? This is not the first time a thing like this is happening, but there should be effort from these clerics, religious leaders, to at least put an end to it. It's not only Nigerians, it's not only Nigeria who practice religions, In fact, these two religions is actually borrowed from outside this Africa as a black race of the world. If you are talking of the Islam now, it's not from Africa per se, from Arabia, whatever. Then when you now talk of the Christian, it's from still the Western world. We just let go of our tradition and focus on this, but it is not practiced in these other places where this religions, this thing is being, adopted to Africa. But I want to beg the clerics to find the best way to put an end to this kind of so that it will not happen before one will not begin to. Everybody desire to live a better life, and it is not until when something happened that you now begin to. There are so many people that are facing such poverty and all that. Then let's have a better society where everybody, because God did not create one to be greater than another. It is with the black, the world ourselves that put that line in between the poor and the rich. So everybody deserves a better life, and that is why the government should, rise to their responsibility to make sure at least everybody live above poverty line. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your contribution, and kudos to the pastor. We also encourage others to emulate this, and let's wipe away poverty from the land. Okay, we're going straight to the next story. ASU, others get 34 billion naira wage arrears from 2019, says federal government. I'll take it off from here. The federal government has said it will pay about 34 billion naira minimum wage subsequential adjustments to education sector workers with effect from 2019. The beneficiaries include the members of the striking academic staff union of universities and their counterparts in the polytechnics and colleges of education. The Minister of Labour and Employment, Senator Chris Ngigi, disclosed this on Tuesday while responding to questions from Labour correspondents in Abuja on the prolonged ASU strike. The union has embarked on strike, we all know this, over the non-implementation of the various agreements signed by the federal government. The union leadership had said it will not call off the industrial action until its demands were made. So, is this one a cheering news? It will be paid. It has not yet been paid.
Well, like I always say, until federal government have been able to back their words, I'm not inclined to it, because anybody can say anything, So maybe this is one thing among many other things that they have to do. Yes, they should stop telling us what they want to do.
But they've not said this before now. Don't you think it's
you don't get the point. The point is not saying it. Go into action. These people are already expectant for you to come up with new developments. So if you want to do it, just do it, and let's see it on the news and say federal government have done this and that. And we'll be happy, and we know we are making headway. But don't wake up one morning. What are you trying to do to get our attention. You have our attention every day because on the news we get informations about killings, abductions, and the rest of that, banditry and all of that. So you have our attention. So this is not the news. They're just the point for me is Senator Chris Ngige. I have said it before. Next time, maybe subsequent governments, when you're coming, don't give out these positions to people who are not in the educational sector. Go and carry one professor. Go and bring a professor who is serious, who knows what he wants for the educational system, and put him there. So that we know that as an intermediary between the school and the government, you know what is important, and that's what you will do. Don't come and be politicking. Senator, he's playing politics. This is not something to hide. He's politicking. So we're used to them talking. So don't talk. Go into action. Yes, this is a good development. We want to give so amount of money. Is that the point? Is that what ASU is even asking you for? What they're asking you for, you have not done it. You are bringing up this one so that their mind will be...
They have this problem of payment...
backlog.
Yes, when they want them to continue the IPPIS, but ASU are coming up with this UTAS. I think the non-academic staff union too are also bringing their own. But what they are assuring them now is they want to give it a try.
Okay.
If it will work.
Okay.
And this is their fight all along. Why not start something? They say change is the only constant thing.
Sure, true.
You don't just throw it away without trying.
Of course.
If it fails, okay, at least we've done our own part and it didn't work.
Yes.
But with this, I think...
like I have said before, I don't want to hear we will do. Do it and let's see. And allow... Do you know children are at home now?
This is, I think, the 4th month or so.
And you are, instead of... this is affecting the economy in a way.
Sure.
It's affecting the progress of the country. Every area of Nigeria is affected because of this ASU strike, but we're just deceiving ourselves. We're making it look like it's not like that. We know this is politics. We know all of this is attached to 2023 kind of. We know.
So many things are being grounded, like because of 2023.
Yes, that's what it is.
They keep to their words and do the needful. So.
Yeah.
I totally agree with my colleagues here, 2023, like you just said, this is just the, it's only a foolish person that want to catch a chicken or bird that will not hold something at hand, They are just doing this in order to just... Did they give a timeline this money is going to pay? No. They just said
it will be paid.
What 3 points will be.
Billion,
Why not say by the letter has been sent to Accountant General of the Federation or CBN to release this money between now and this so that it will easy their 2020. Is it not a 2019 areas?
Yeah, 2019.
From 2019. Why will this money be?
Break down with ASU getting the lion's share of
now we are just ushering into 2023 election. Can you tell me how much each minister, those that want to contest for president, and after paying that, is it not 100 million?
Yes,
for the ticket.
Then after paying that money to the party, APC, some of them withdraw. I look at it, that is part of contributing to the political party that led us to where we are. That money, now if you calculate what the ruling party has made from aspirants.
About 28 of them.
Okay. Is it not just 3 point something billion? They are saying they are giving as an area. 34. Then what is the total sum of money they realize in all their... I'm not talking of only the president 100 million, not Senate, not House of Rep, not governors like that. So, but as it is, let's see what will happen 2023. I believe God's hand will be on deck to change the narrative. That is from there we'll know what to do. They are just a politics. This is a promise that I believe. And they also said they are not going to call up the strike, okay? Good. So let's see what will happen. Maybe in the next 1 week, we'll know whether they actually saying the truth or not. Let's just cross our hand and see.
Okay, we'll cross our hands and see how the whole thing unfolds. Viewers, please do call in, share your thoughts and comments through our numbers showing on your screen. We move on now to this story from Lagos. Court orders MC Oluomo, Lagos, NURTW to stop levying drivers. This thing has been lingering for, I don't know how long it's been on for.
Yes, for years.
Yes, for long now. Okay. So the court has ordered him to stop levying drivers. And you know what? These levies are outrageous. They levy them on what they can't even pay at the end. And if you can't pay, you leave that very park. That is what it is now. So I'll start with you, Honorable.
I want to thank the judiciary, one stage to another, but it has overstayed for right from the era of, even before the era of Tinubu in Lagos State. They make huge amount of money and they live large. They commit so many atrocities because it is the same. This union, National Union of Road Transport Workers, and so-called Agberos, are the one they are also using when it comes to during politics. So, but I just want to really thank God for the boldness of the court, I think, to put a stop to it, at least, so that the drivers and even the computerized, the people of Lagos State can at least enjoy their transit, from one point to the other. Paying the money is a different thing. The way they treat, harass, and so it's uncalled for. If it's only levy and they let go of, I think it will be okay. But most times you see how they brutalize drivers and all that.
We see some of them in Abuja here too. They take their keys if they
just jump into
their cars.
They are best of the same feather. That is the NTW, what you call them. Those are the court called Agbero. You go to Mabuchi, go to Bega, go to Area 1. They do as if even police will be watching them. Just less than 20 or 25 meters from them. So because but I just want to, I think since it has started in Lagos now, I believe some other, it will go around across to another part of the country.
Okay.
I think, this has lingered. And in a way, it has made them look like they are part of...
the government?
Exactly. So they are part of the government because they have people in government who are sponsoring them, who they actually report back to. So just like you say, MC Oluomo and that. Today, I don't want to call names, so I want to be, a gentleman onto this show. So we know that they report to people, and while reporting, these people also use them for other activities. Yes, they have backing. They don't just do what they do. If not, how long have they been up? MC Oluomo in Lagos, you don't know who he is, Where some senators who cannot talk, he'll talk. That guy is a big boy, and
you
it's
know
just
what he stands on,
and it's just
he has the confidence to
challenge anybody. Yes, he can challenge anybody. He's not afraid of you, and he has built a system over time, So, and this is the only way it can be broken by the government, And this is what the government is supposed to be doing. If you want to say, cut ticket for roadside transport, it should be remitted to the account of the government, not some pocket.
Some of them, when they catch them, whatever they give them, it ends there. They are not remitting it to any office.
Which office? Which office? So if the government wants to take over this, let's know it's for the state government. It's owned by the state government. And any other body we catch perpetrating any other act, they should just seize them. Like he said, you see police, you see them here, you see police here. There's no distance between them. They harass these guys. And these drivers have people who are struggling. They are suffering. They're trying to make... I was in a vehicle the other day with my friend, and to our greatest surprise, the person that carried us is a master degree holder. And if you see the kind of car he's driving, but he has to survive. And this person probably has children, wife at home.
I saw this lady on
And then
Sunday. She was taking passengers out, like, and the car, you needed to see her, and
you know, and then you now try to want to strangle these guys from the little they are getting. That's not
they don't
fair.
mind taking in
And
everything you've made for that
your own. There's nothing they're doing. No, they'll just stand on the road and be harassed. That's all they do. That's all
They don't have
do.
sympathy. No
That's
amount of
all,
beg.
That's all they do. You know.
No,
So
listen
if
to
the
them.
government wants to let them, I mean, this is a very good development, like you said. So if Lagos, I mean, you know, Lagos is the Lagos is the heartbeat of this. Yes, and I love the fact it's coming from Lagos, because Lagos is the heartbeat of this. So if it can be curtailed in Lagos, then trust me,
To go
it
down
can be
to other
curtailed
places.
everywhere.
Okay, so let's move on to other developing stories. This is on the train attack that happened in the Kaduna Abuja railway. This is coming from the bandits. Bandits make fresh demands, threaten to stab, kill victims, and still on the attack, families cry to federal government as terrorists issue their threat. Let me take that of the threat from the bandits. Say some bloodthirsty bandits who attacked the Abuja-Kaduna-bound AK9 train on March 28 have threatened to commence the killing of abducted passengers in their custody. Failure of the government to meet their demands within 7 days. Part of the demands were the unconditional release of their detained children held in an orphanage home in Adamawa State under the strict supervision of the Nigerian Army, as well as the release of their detained comrade at arm. The bandits also disclosed that the suspended train service by the Nigerian Railway Corporation slated for May 23 on the Abuja-Kaduna route was a result of their threat to the government. When I read this story, I was like, while reading it, I was just shaking. You demanding the release of 8 of the children, and we're talking of how many of the victims that are in their den as it is now. And so far they've killed 9 of the victims with them. So where are we going from here? What do you think? The government should do their biddings and allow these people go free?
You see, the funny thing is, when I was reading the news, I discovered that they said the negotiation with the government is not going the way they want it to go. So government is negotiating.
And they are not demanding for money. They are not demanding for money. The release of the children and their whatever in their captivity.
You don't negotiate with terrorists. The moment government is negotiating with terrorists is because they have a hand in it. If they don't, they won't be. All this negotiation is for us to hear things that is going on. It's not. Wherever these people are, they are communicating to you through somebody.
This they communicated through an aide of Sheikh Gumi.
And you know the person who is bringing this information. Let's tell ourselves the truth. The moment you abduct people and you're able to communicate to the families, loved ones of those persons, the families will be afraid because they don't have the capacity to attack you. But government, do you know what the government of a country? We have soldiers, land army, we have air, we have everything, we have water. So I don't want to know where these guys are. If you want to bring them down, you will bring them. They are playing with people's life. It's so pathetic. And it's because, let me tell you, just in case you don't know, let Buhari's son be abducted. That's the day you will know that Nigerian army is strong. We're playing politics with people's life.
We've heard of top officials that have been kidnapped, and before you know it, they are being released.
Of course. Yeah. So this is not a matter of if they try it, even if they ask for money, he can decide not to give the money. He will say, go and wipe those guys out. Why would they carry my son? You know? But it's not his son. It's not his daughter. It is the sons and daughters of the less privileged people. So,
and you know, these bandits have nothing to lose. They don't mind if you kill them. I don't know what just cause
people
they're
who
fighting for.
They have been brainwashed. Do you know what it means to be brainwashed? When I tell you this is how it is, and have shown you, made you to believe, giving you clear view of what it looks like, of course, whatever it takes, you will die for it. Except you see something else. So it's just like you go to school and your lecturer has taught you and you have read a lot of books and, you know, and you come out and, you know, you're in a place, issues are being raised. You will defend the just cause of what you know, except something else. So these people have been brainwashed. They have been given the mindset of, see, nothing will happen to you. You will not die. We are here to protect. It's a lie. But because, and they are protecting them. If they are not protecting them, you know, that's the truth. They would have been tired. And they are feeding them. Result is coming from what they are doing. So they will continue. So we need the government to stand up. You can't be negotiating with terrorists. When Obama came, that's what he said. Osama bin Laden, he wiped him out. So we know that the government has the capacity to do this thing. They are just playing politics with us. And it's so unfair.
Politics
so
with
unfair.
human life.
Human life. And what's paining me is that it seems these people don't know that you will face God and you will account for whatever you have done. So they should continue. For me, whatever you do, you will give account of it. You will definitely give account of it. But
already your take.
I totally agree with him. Then I want to ask, who are the bandits? At a point, government will say they are not from Nigeria, they are from
Niger.
Tomorrow, when you say, okay, there was a time they said repented,
Boko Haram.
Repented bandits. They use taxpayer money to feed them, to trade them. And these repented ones, they cannot give the federal government, intelligence agency, and our security apparatus to, this is how far we've gone, this is why we repented, this is where other people. So like he said, they are just playing politics with human life, this government. In fact, it is the machineries that were brought for certain reasons. Like he said that the council of E25 will always come. That is what they cannot tell me you won't led to this bandit and you are negotiating, and they will tell government this is why we are doing this, but they will not tell us why, where they came from, and all of that. But so sad. But I know God is watching, and I know whatsoever a man soweth, so shall he reap. I don't want to talk much on that.
Talking about politics playing with human lives, a little drama happened yesterday in Okorocha's house as EFCC stormed his house. I don't know if you saw the video of how they got into the house. They had to boggle in through the ceiling and entered into the house. This thing, you know, it is on. Why not do the needful for them not to come for you? He has not appeared in the court. He's been summoned twice or so, and he was nowhere to be found. So I guess this last one, which is going to happen on the 30th of May, EFCC are trying to avoid what has been happening. So go arrest him before that very set day, because if he doesn't appear in court this last one, then he doesn't have any case again with EFCC and the court. So
you know, Nigeria politicians, it's like the dog that want to miss does not hear this master's whistle. You know, when they get to that seat, all their sense of belonging, whatever, we just, you know, how will you be invited severally and you will not go? In fact, I read from one other reports, they were praying, should I open the door? That was in one of the radio stations, you know, from one of the person that was inside the house and all that, recorded the prayer they were praying and calling God and all that. And when they were busting the door, you know, they refused to open the door, they were inside.
And he was pleading, he made a press statement yesterday.
Yes,
he was pleading for them to allow him go out. He needs to be, I think,
screening
yes. And if he fails that, if he doesn't appear, that means he's out
so
of
I just want to like tell the EFCC to, you know, add more speed to every other person that was involved one way or the other, and let justice prevail, not just this harass and take to court without getting a proper result. So it's a thing they do that, because if you look the amount these are so-called governors, all this, it will shock you that Nigeria don't even need to say they are below poverty level.
Going to borrow.
Even borrowing outside the country. Some individual can borrow to Nigeria what they are going outside country to take. So it's very, 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 very unfortunate where we find ourselves in this country.
Before your contribution, viewers do call in with your comments and contribution through the numbers showing on your screen. And we have this story. The last one was on the Accountant General, who squandered about 80 billion naira. Then we have this one. EFCC declares River Accountant General orders wanted for 435 billion naira fraud. Did you hear the amount? 435.
24. How much is ASU? How much federal government say they want to pay ASU from 2019 to date?
So the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission has declared the River State Accountant General Fubara Siminayi and 58 others wanted for 435 billion naira fraud. Siminayi and 4 other River State government officials, among others, are wanted for suspected 117 billion naira fraud, alleged criminal conspiracy, money laundering, misappropriation of public funds, and abuse of office. The EFCC stated this in a statement slightly by the Punch. The Commission's head of media and publicity, Wilson Uwajaren, called on the general public to assist in apprehending the Accountant General and other suspects. Uwajaren said, "We call on anyone with useful information as to the whereabouts of the Accountant General to contact any of the agency's offices or the nearest police station." That means he is at large now. He is wanted, nowhere to be found. We have this so much money in the country.
I'm smiling, but I'm crying in my heart. Yes, because just not too long ago, we heard the Minister of Finance saying that Nigeria is broke. We don't have money. And EFCC is crying right now that the Reverse Accountant General
and others,
58 others,
435 billion naira.
435 billion. That's half a trillion. Half a trillion. There was a time where 1 trillion was the budget of this country. There are countries whose budgets are 1 trillion, and you have people, it's just specific numbers of human beings in the custody of this huge, and you know, I say it a lot of them, and it's so pathetic that they carry our money and call figures like it's 20 naira, 10 naira.
You know what I call the money? 435
billion. Like, that's a whole lot of money. It's painful because when the president was coming into power, one of the things he was saying, they were going to fight corruption. And under his government, we're hearing people,
individual,
stealing such huge amount of money.
And the country is crying no money.
And we're going out to take loan from other countries. So has it not shown us that our leaders do not have us at heart? They do not even have the country at heart. So
just there for their selfish interests.
Yes.
Get what I can
my
get
people,
and
my household, my family, my village, and that's it. Whatever happens to any other person is their business. This is funds that are supposed to be meant for infrastructure, for education, for social improvement, and look at what, and when they
our
carry
hospitals
it,
are nothing to write home about.
the health sector, when they carry this money, they go and hide it. It's not multiplying. It's not yielding any result.
Poverty
Just
of
You,
the
you
mind.
hear
Poverty
them
of
of
the
having
mind.
houses outside of this country,
Sure.
Dubai.
They just
US
waste this money. That's what they do with it. And people are suffering. It's so painful. So painful. And well, for me, I don't think they're looking for this man. So that means that he has absconded. Yes. He has run away. He knows. So now we have found out that he has stolen the money. How are we sure that they will find him? That's one. How are we sure that they will find him and find the other person? They will fish him out. Okay.
Whoever has useful information about him should.
We pray that they fish him out. They're able to find him. And at the time they would have found him, I pray that this money will come out.
And not just him, we've been like clamoring on just
Because
others too.
Rocha Sokorocha, is it not money issue they're holding him for? And the case is lingering and it's not coming forth
If
in any way.
EFCC want to get these people, so-called wanted, four of them,
Yeah.
if they want to
The
get
Attorney
them,
General and
yes, they want to
58
get them, they know how-
others.
if they can have the means of bringing Kano,
Yeah.
from, was it in Nigeria when they brought him?
No.
So these people, if EFCC want to work, they want to get these people, at least it will not even take them a week to get them. We have Interpol and all that. There is nowhere they can run to, they cannot. So let's just leave them, At times they just want paper to sell. Before they were declared missing now, what happened? There are certain things I don't even want to talk about because it's annoying.
Okay.
So frustrating.
Away from EFCC now, 2023 elections, primaries have been going on here and there. We have Reps members Florence Dino Melai to clinch PDP senatorial ticket. Delta Reps aspirant collapses after losing primaries. Did you hear that? Ibori's daughter. Okay, we have a caller. Good morning, Mr. Samuel.
Oh, please, I thank you so much for the program this morning. I'm a listener of this ACN 10 o'clock in the morning show. And I'm very interested in this topic that you are discussing. It baffles me so much on our leaders because they so much care about primitive accumulation of wealth. Most of the times I want to compare them with our old forefathers who are giving people to slavery. Those people do not know. But this one, how can you pack our money and charge the money in European countries? The people will be enjoying it. You will still come back and be struggling with the remaining one in the country. I don't know what is wrong with Valida. I wonder because how can one person will owe that kind of amount of money at the detriment of other people who are suffering? You finish school. They will tell you you should not go for white collar job. But then they are coming to contest for election. What kind of job are they looking for? Because if you want to stand for election, you are looking for a job. Is that one green or black or yellow job? Well, but we students, they will say we should not look for white collar job. Because if they are elected, government will take care of them. If we're employed, government will take care of us. But they will deny us that aspect. But then they will come and be telling us to vote for them. Is it not a white collar job? Thank you, God bless you.
Thank
but
you, Mr.
I'm against how can you be packing the money and start the money in Europe, different countries, they will be enjoying the money while we here will be suffering. And you will also ask us not to look for jobs. That is the wickedness of the leaders we have today. Thank you, and God bless Nigeria.
Thank
Across
you,
Nigeria.
Thank you, Mr. Samuel, for your contribution. The same thing we've been saying, how one person embezzles such amount of money. Before he came in, we were talking about 2023 elections. We have Reps member Flores Dino Milai to clinch a PDP senatorial ticket that is in Kogi State. A Delta Reps aspirant collapses after losing primaries. Ibori's daughter beats Okowa's candidate in Delta PDP runoff primary. And Ned Nwoko gives staff over 10 million naira to celebrate a PDP senatorial ticket, whichever one you want to talk on.
Nigeria. How will somebody collapse because you...
Like someone was saying, sorry, before you land, like someone was saying this one, he said the person wasn't crying because of the money he paid it in, but the people he paid to vote him, after the other person was announced a winner and they were shouting winner instead of him, that was why he was crying. Can you imagine that?
You see,
collapse after
you see,
you didn't make it.
Like the way I look at the way leadership should be. If I am going to serve the people, you know, is it do or die? You know, I'm going to render my service to the people.
You're going to work.
Work. Then I will not be, I don't understand. Our leaders, I don't know what it takes. See, I want to offer myself to serve my people. And my people say, okay, they don't want you. So what we now, okay, use my money. That means you don't give what you don't have. They are trading with us. They are there for their selfish interest. I have put in. How will I get this money back? Then that one will give you heartbreak. I will say, okay, I'm going. So if we walk, you will not even take a pin from the hair from my body. It is Nigeria that I'm blaming, Sha. Because
what I think is you find out that the first 4 years in office, they don't really work. They don't do what they are there for.
They have
get
to get
what
returns.
Yes, returns from what they've spent during the campaign and everything to make it up before, okay, if I'm being elected the second tenure, I'll do something.
Okay, so very quickly, like he has said, the question is this person's, you know, let me go back a little bit. Nigeria political system has been over time created in a way that you don't have money, you cannot come out to volunteer your service for leadership. That's how it has been structured. Which by implication will set a track of, if I don't have, I'll meet him who has to bring his money and sponsor me. I'll meet you to invest. And when I get there, I have to return back to my investors. So
that's
that
why we
next
have groups
time,
now buying forms for.
So that next time, when I'm going again for a higher position that demands a higher amount of money, my investors will be ready to come in. So in a way now, we have, when I get into position, we have made the position a business place. We're trading, we're doing business. So if I want to give projects out, it will have to go to you or you. You see that? So over the years, this is what has happened. That man who collapsed, he would definitely, how will he not collapse? Do you know how much he has spent? And then no ticket? What does he want to go and tell the people that have given him money? What if he has even taken loan from the bank? Where does he want to get the money back from? You see? So these guys are not actually, this is not that.
And my own is, okay, the ticket too doesn't qualify, automatically give you the position. You still have to go for the bigger one.
One of the things that the ticket has just done to you is that it has put you on an edge.
Okay.
That even if you don't win,
I'm the sole, okay, for this party.
You get the point. So even if you don't win, your counterpart already sees you as a threat. Next time again, if you're so you see, you've created a platform that you can always come back. There is opportunity for you. But when you don't get a ticket, nobody, even if you come back next time, people who are already there, they have an edge over you. That's number one. And it's because I'm not putting off our leaders, all of our leaders. I mean, there are good leaders, you know, but we have more bad leaders. So sorry to say this.
Let me quickly come in here. That is why Nigeria, we must wake up now to the elite, the money bags, this godfatherism. That is what ADC stand to change. Now, in ADC, from 35 down to 18 years is free ticket. That is youth. We give 35% for youth, 35% for women, 15% for people with disability, PWD. So any person that fall below 35 have free ticket. And in the process of having that ticket, there are people, like you just said, why I'm training this, you said they don't have money. There are people in a community, in a society that they actually have what it takes to lead.
Yeah.
They have that potential, they have that gift, they have been doing it right from their childhood. When you say humanitarian service, such person does have money, does not have the financial capacity to contest. Then that is one of the criteria we use. When we give you that ticket, we screen, this person can deliver. This person can win a vote in his constituency, maybe State House of Assembly and all that. So that when you go there, that natural being you are, that service you'll be doing even right from your childhood, people know you. When you get there, automatically will not change. Why I agree with you, the political structure of Nigeria, right from 2019, from the era of PDP, the democratic system, the foundation was faulty. Why? Because they use state fund to run a political party. There is nowhere in the world that you use state fund to run a political party. In other political party, when you call them for meeting, they say you don't share money. Because the structure before now, when you call people for meeting, they don't even pay their dues. We in our party, Africa Democratic, we pay dues. I contribute, I own it, I have a voice. It is what we pay as our dues that we use to run our party. We don't have one governor, one senator, one of these that, or money bags that will come and say, then after getting to the office, I will now be reporting back. The council election we just had in FCT, Philip, 14 years in seat, sponsor 62 wards, councillors. Amark have 12 wards, then the 5 other councils have 10, 62. Then plus chairman and the deputy, 74 candidates. So those people now, whatever decision they are taking, it is Philip Aduda that will say, okay, do this, do this. He have everything to himself.
Okay.
So
is your form still on sale for those interested? I'm sure it's not up
yes.
to
But we started the screening. If I think it is rounding up today for State House of Assembly, and because FCT does not have a governor, does not have State Assembly, we only have 2 reps and 1 Senate, which is one from the North constituency and South constituency. That is Amak and Buhari constituency 1. Then the 4 other area council, Gwagwalada, Kujia, Baja, and Kwali is 1 constituency. So by this, we find out that people that actually want to serve naturally, that they have
the interest of the nation,
yes, at heart, but they don't have the finance. That was why we take that. No woman that come to ADC, we have about 4 women now, presidential aspirant. All together, put together, we have about 12 aspirant. Yesterday in Sheraton, we have this interview debate with all our aspirants, where you have Imoraro and Moye and Favor, Ayodele and Kachuku. They were out there yesterday in live in Chinese television, 4 to 7 p.m., about 3-hour stretch program. So what I want to use the opportunity to tell Nigerians, go and get your PVC. Stop nagging and complaining. Even complaining and murmuring is even sin before God. God has given us everything that we need in this country. But this greed, this mentality, this poverty of the mind, how one person will just carry more than what the 2 generations cannot finish. What kind of, I don't understand the society. Me, I will say PDP, APC, because even the present chairman of APC was 2 times governor, a senate under the seat of PDP, now the chairman of a political party ruling. So what is the difference between these 2 parties? It's just the alphabet. Movement from here to here, they are all of the same thing. But Nigeria should think out of the box. Leave these chains of leader that when when Buhari's daughter was doing marriage, all of them, they were all in that, they are all the same. But they formed themselves into divide us by religion, by ethnic, to make sure they remain there. Their cronies, their family, just that chain. Luckily for Goodluck Jonathan, they just break that chain and put him there. Ordinarily, if you see from independence to today, you find out that all the leaders, all our elite, they are from one particular family, region, and it is difficult for somebody to break into it. This is the time. This is the time for us, Nigeria, to stand and say enough is enough. Let's build the capacity. Let's build an institution that work, even no matter where the person come from. The institution that is working will make things work. Good economies, everything will begin to work until we build an institution that will work in all aspects of governance. We'll get it right.
Before you make your own contribution, while talking, he talked about godfatherism. We have the story on Ibori's daughter beats Okowa's candidate in Delta PDP runoff. And today is the governorship primaries there, and they are going to the battlefield. You know, the other person was, what's his name? The current governor's candidate, and he didn't make it.
So just very quickly, like he was saying, you see, yesterday we were talking about, me and my friends, we were talking about recycling. The Nigerian political power system has now become recycling. Family business.
Yeah.
Family business. So imagine Ibori's daughter and Okowa's candidate.
Like once someone was saying, it's not a big deal if they are children. If that person,
it is a big deal.
If that person has the wherewithal for that seat and can deliver, I don't see it as a problem.
Okay.
But not that you will impose that person on your people.
So I'll ask you a very...
That is where the problem lies.
I'll ask you a very quick question.
Okay.
Good. So if you are my mother and you bring me out to vie for a position,
and I know that you fit that position, you can handle it.
And I'm taking the position. You have been there before, and you were not too good while you were there. You were not too good. Who am I answerable to?
That is where it has
Who
to
am I
be individual, not.
That's the point. But these people cannot be self-dependent.
That is how it's.
This is how it has been. That's how it should be. But that's not how it is. So if their children come back, these children are still answerable to their parents.
You don't give what you don't have.
You see the governors too, like you said, is just going round the circle.
Yes.
As you're leaving office, you're taking the senatorial ticket, you're going for it again.
Of
so
course.
You don't want to just step down.
So why do you think they are even wanting their families to continue this thing? There's something. You should think
like
about
Okorojas was living as a governor of Imo State. He wanted the can you figure? So
there is more.
Okay, like Tinubu finished. The wife is in Senate. Then the son want to be
governor. We have Taraba, we have Abia, we have Enugu governors as they win PDP senatorial ticket. They are all coming back.
Why are they not giving room for other people to come? Can't you see that there is more? There's an undertone to this.
What happened to Nelson Mandela? He has opportunity to run second time.
But
that is how it's just a no.
So let me tell you.
That is human being that have.
Do you know why? Do you know why this happens like this? Let me tell you. One of the reasons is because Nigerian political structure. It's like trading. You know, like I tell people, you know why Northerners are always ahead of everybody in politics? Because the same way you have an Igbo man doing trade, he brings a boy and then he teaches him how to sell. That's how Northerners trade with politics in the North. I grew up in the North, I'm telling you. You know, they carry themselves along everywhere.
They grown for 20 years to come.
As it is now, we Southerners, we think we know what we want politics to be tomorrow.
Yeah,
These people have projected politics for 2030, 2035. But we are still thinking in the present situation, but they have looked far ahead of us. So the problem with this is that they will not let you think you know what they are doing. You don't know what they are doing, but they'll make you think you know what they are doing. Meanwhile, they have gone ahead of you. So they should just stop all this bringing people from here. Allow other people who want willingly, who have the desire. And let me sit with some of these guys and question them. They don't even have any. Do you know sincerely, some of them, their manifesto and the rest of these things are written for them? Let them sit one-on-one. Vet their hearts. Ask them deep questions. They cannot give you concrete answers.
We have a long way to go on that. This last story, we'll take it and you give us your last word. Wike dissolves cabinet, sacks chief of staff and aide. I was saying, why now? Why now? And your last word.
When you don't take for darkness, you will see. You know, say at times, when you want to urinate, if you are not careful, it is that last one that will enter your body. He have his reason, but then this is still politics. The damn minute, okay, now you people should just stay clear. And in order not to also get on record, because they are no longer there, if I thought they want to trace anything now, they cannot even, from these people now, before now, no records. You cannot go and be chasing somebody that has left office. And in fact, they were actually sacked.
Yeah.
But that one could be internal arrangement. But we are hearing in surface that they were sacked.
Oh,
but just take your leave.
I think
that is the report. But it could be, oh boy, may I just go. To us, it is sacked. So will we go and arrest somebody that is sacked from office to say, and is going for president? He's one of the powerful candidates in fact, he actually hold PDP for the past 2 years before this last few months. Okay, Abi?
Yeah.
So you see the way he talk, and it's part of it.
Authority.
Until Nigeria do away with these old politicians, I tell you, we still remain where we are.
Well, for me,
30 seconds, let me
for me, yes, in a way. So like he said, it's two-sided. It's either because he has seen what might happen if he tag along with them. Maybe they would, in a way, later not be on his side. Yes, so, at this point, he's running for presidency, so he's careful.
And he's not appointing any other person.
Obviously, so you should know, yes. He's careful with the people he's going along with. And secondly, we can also say it is political. Maybe he's trying to clean records so you don't trace anything.
Okay, your last word now before we go.
So I'll just say that, like we have been saying to every citizen to get their PVC. It's very important. As much as we pray, let's also work with action. So let's go and do the needful. We should come out in masses. 70% of Nigerians are youths. And then if we are clamoring youths take over, I think that we have the right to go out with our PVCs.
Your vote we can't now.
Yes,
don't entertain fear that your vote will not come. With the beaver, with the system now, if you like, carry the whole ballot paper, you are just going to waste your time. With beaver, whatever that hit the database, that is what will determine the result. So let people come and go and get your vote. It is even because people don't vote apartheid, that is people don't vote. That's why we find out and say vote buying. How many people will you buy if people actually come out and vote?
Okay, viewers, go out and get your voters card. Your votes will count at the end. Don't stay back and say it won't count. Thank you very much for gracing our invite this morning, Mr. Ebe.
Thank you.
We're grateful for coming.
Thank you.
So viewers, thank you for allowing us a bit of your morning. It's pre-election year. Do you have your voter's card? Like we've been hammering, go get it. If you don't have, please go get it. Your vote counts. Get informed on how the electoral process works. The decision process is our collective responsibility. Now more than ever, we need to speak up against wrong. If you see something, say something to the appropriate authority. And most importantly, do not forget that God is our ultimate protector. So put your trust in Him. Do have a productive day. I am Rachel Ebuni. Bye for now.